So during the inquiry process, you will face different phases. Sometimes it feels like so spacious, so encouraging, so open, so energetic, like winning my power back. It feels like, wow, I'm going somewhere. It's refreshing. It goes somewhere and it's changing and everything is changing for the better. And I love this work. And wow, it's just getting easier, and like very, very positive phases of the work. Sometimes it can feel like very challenging, like, oh my God, I'm facing like, oh my God, my relationship with this person is not true. As you go deeper within yourself, resolving the programming and the repressions, it can feel also like maybe you don't want to connect with certain people anymore, but in the same time you don't want to lose them. So, like, there can be a challenge, or I'm not sure if I want to do this job anymore. Do I like this job, or should I wait, or should I like give up on that, or like different things come up, or maybe sometimes you have a symptom because you are processing something and you feel nauseous for a while, or I don't know, getting cold because the throat is clearing because you can finally speak up, so the throat is also clearing. So there can be like different phases of success, spaciousness, feeling energetic, or sometimes struggling. You feel you are in a challenge, like different things come up and change. You see the changes in your life, and then what I do when this challenging phase shows up, I just take a deep breath and I just continue, with the inquiry, basically, and I just trust the process. I just trust the process that everything is changing for the better, because it's a very refreshing work. Like, it's refreshing the body mind, it's refreshing my relationship, it's refreshing my entire life, basically, for the better. And I just trust this process, whatever it does in my body mind. And you can trust the facilitator or yourself, as you are doing this work and learning the tools. So you can trust yourself that you are learning the tools, so you are better and better at it. And the processing will bring some change, obviously. And there can be phases also when maybe you just want to die, we just want to leave the whole shit, like, feeling a bit depressed, like, oh my God, a lot has been changing, and suddenly I feel like, oh my God, like, I just hate it. Maybe it doesn't work for me, or it's too much, or something like this, or it's a lot of change, it's too much for me, or feeling like so wounded, like emotionally, on the human level, just feeling so wounded as you open those wounds, within yourself. You start to see the reality of certain relationships, or even back then with your parents or siblings, and you are just so much in grief, or you are just so depressed and you just want to die, like something like this. And in my case, I also recognize that it's just part of the process. This is also just a phase, and it always passed. And I've never seen a single person for whom it didn't pass. I just wanted to say that this is also just totally normal. This is part of the process also. Just don't get stuck in that, like, oh my God, this is forever. Because when we feel in that way, then it feels like, oh, it's for forever. I'm depressed, I want to die, I don't want to do anything anymore, I don't want to do KI, it's too much, and it feels like, oh my God, it's going to stay like this forever, but it won't. And of course, you can do inquiry on anything that comes up, like, what do I get out of believing that I'm gonna be depressed for my entire life, like, what do I get out of believing that it's not going to change? You can do inquiry on anything, but also when this phase shows up, also just, like, talking with your facilitator or with a good friend who understands your process, obviously with someone who is like-minded and understands emotions, and these phases. Facilitator, or talk with us in the group, or talk with someone from the members area, who became your friend, or just share, that you go through this. So then you are also gonna see that we also go through this. Like, it's not only you, but these phases can come up and they will pass also. And yeah, I myself sometimes felt like, oh, I just want to die. I just want to leave this plane of existence. I suffered all my life and now I'm still suffering. I hate this stuff. I don't want to see this, and I'm just feeling like low. And then I just continue and I know that it will pass and that's okay too. So yeah, just having someone, a friend with who you can talk or whatever, like, yeah, just, it's gonna pass. It's not forever. Not for forever. So that's what I wanted to say, that I hope that you're not just unconscious about that, but you also recognize that there are phases of this work, of this process, because you are processing. This is a processing, emotional processing, somatic processing. So these phases come and go, and they are natural part of the process. And just to be aware of that, so you know what's happening.